Hey flowers, Lotus here. My previous two tutorials got some crazy reception, but that was months ago. Since then, the game has been massively updated, the tactics have changed, and the meta is completely different. So here, from popular demand, I present to you how to get ultras in florr.io, part 2. Step 1. Getting levels. So new players tend to not care too much about their levels, but maxing your reload, health, healing, luck, and crafting are much more important than you think. So it's important to note that after the drop rates update, mythics and ultras are a bit more common for mobs now. If I were on a new account, I would immediately head to grab kingdom. Why? Because bubbles exist. Bubbles take virtually no skill to kill, and mythic ones commonly spawn in an easy to traverse zone. If you find a strong player, stay close to them and make sure you make your way to the middle of CK and start killing them until you get a bunch of legendary and mythic heirs. Sacrifice all of these, it's going to give you a ton of levels. It's also important to note that Ultra Bubble now drops mythic heir with around a 50% chance, which is pretty insane. If you manage to kill an Ultra Bubble with protection from another player, that's a ton of easy levels from sacrificing a mythic heir. Now step 2 is getting meta mythic petals. So now that you've gotten your talent point and levels, it's time to get the best mythic petals available in the current meta. As a noob, survival is extremely important, as you're less likely to get drazeled and you're more likely to die, which leads to fewer petal obtained overall. Because of this, healing and tanking petals are a great utility to have early game. In my opinion, the best mythic healing petal is Starfish. Get one of these by visiting the Leech/Starfish zone, and this might take a while, but it's doable for a noob and definitely worth it. Additionally, it's worth noting that Soil is very easy to get in this meta, as Ultra Holes spawn in CF6 and Maze quite commonly. If you have a method of pinging, hop into one of these, which takes virtually zero skill, and you'll get yourself Ultra Holes, drop Soil and Shovel nowadays, and there also might be a Digger in there, which is quite handy if you get Ultra Uranium. Now on to the next step, which if you get your tanking and your healing petals, I would head over to Ant Hell 2 and Fire Ant Hell, as the Queen spawns here, and also you can grind for mythic wings here. The Queen has some crazy drop weights, and if you camp this zone and kill all the ultras, you'll be getting ultras in no time, especially for Ultra Ant Egg. I would stay in this zone until you get either full mythic wings and some Ultra Ant Eggs or a few Ultra Wings. And after you've gotten your wings and your healing and your ultras, you're set for farming. Step 3. Farming. Farming and grinding is a key aspect of florr.io, and it's probably the most reliable way to get ultra and super petals. If you have ultra wings, the best place to farm in this meta are the following: 1. Maze. 2. Shell Zone. 3. Termite Ant Hell. 4. Crab Kingdom. Now, as always, Maze gives great rates if you find a squad to hang along with, and it also spawns many ultras that can be killed if you have Compass. B is by far the most useful ultra in this zone in my opinion, because it drops Stinger, and Honey, and Pollen, which are also good petals for the utilities. Shell Zone has some crazy rates right now, and it's always packed. If you want to get yourself a mythic magnet or some ultra pearls, come to this zone. It's worth noting that ultra bones decimate the shells, as the shield is higher than the shell's body damage. Similarly, Termite Ant Hell also gets busted by the ultra bones, as the termite ants always get decimated by them. In this zone, I would recommend using bones, pearls, rocks, and fangs, since termites are low body damage and tanky, and high health and multi-hit petals are always great. The reason this zone is so busted right now is because the spawn rates are crazy in the main 2 chambers, and this is shown through the amount of players that have been getting super bones in this meta. Now, lastly, Crab Kingdom is a very niche area, and it could be very good or very bad. If the place is packed, it's great for getting claws, sands, and bubbles, which are all 3 amazing petals in this current meta. Now, on the other hand, if the place is empty, you won't be having much luck, because nobody is going to survive alone on that top chamber, unless you have supers. Now, with your utility petals, farming these zones for a good amount of time will always reliably get you some ultras. This will lead to the last step, which would be killing supers, but that's an entire video by itself, With the new meta, the 25 player drop range, and DPS pedals, and the methods, all of these have changed. If the video gets 400 likes, I'll make a detailed tutorial on how to get supers. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like I don't make voice much nowadays, and hopefully this is a move for the better. Now, give me the 2K, and I'll see you guys next time.